Okay, how we doing? You good?
Coach, obviously James is in attendance today. How did
Yeah.
things go with him back?
Yeah, it was good. We had a really good practice. I always get day one, everybody's always super excited, and day two, you're always a little leery, but it was probably a little bit more intense and energy out there today than yesterday, believe it or not. Both really good. And of course, James was out there and participating and did a good job. He did just about all of it. Yeah, we're still ramping up a few guys, right? But yeah, he was just about in everything. Yeah.
Yesterday you mentioned getting Maxey, Beverly, and Melton kind of reps as a ball handler.
Yep.
That kind of continued today. And what did you kind of see out of those groups?
Yeah, Maxey was unbelievable today. He had one of those days where nobody could catch him on anything. He was really providing a lot of juice for his team today, getting to the basket a lot, causing a lot of problems for some of the guys. And yeah, I mean, we continued to do it. We had 20 guys today, so we had 4 separate teams, so we were able to kind of spread guys out amongst different teams. So when we started getting into our offensive set work and things like that, yeah.
How was meeting Dion and just hearing his message?
It was good. It was great. It was really, really great. I mean, I don't really know him anymore. So, I mean, really, our guys were super locked in. He just kind of took some questions from them. They were very good questions, and he gave them a lot. And for me, it's like he's preaching hard work and really hard work and discipline and accountability and all kind of stuff that it was great to hear. And he was great meeting for our entire team, and it was interesting and certainly nice to meet him. On my part, it's the first time I've ever met him, so it was cool.
What are kind of, you mentioned James obviously is ramping up. What
Yep.
are kind of the next steps in that process for him over the next couple of days?
He looked good. That's what I want to say is he looked good, and I just think it's kind of like it's always in kind of coordination with strength and medical and the player, right, of how fast they're going to go get all the way through there. So it looked like it'd be too long though, right? Like I said, he looked good, participated in the majority of it anyway, and looked like he's physically in good shape.
Did he address the team before practice and say anything like what his plans are? Does he plan on being here?
No.
No conversations.
No, I did talk to him before practice, and but then when that was over, it was right before practice. We went right in, and the whistle blew, and we got to work.
Do you think that's something that actually needs to be addressed with the team at this point, or
Not really. No.
The expectation is going to be here going forward now, fully participate like today, or is that still unclear? Just from your
No,
conversation
I think so, Tim. I think that I mean he's here. He knows the schedule, right? And we expect him to be here now.
You mentioned
I think we can wait and see on all that stuff, but
But every indication
Yeah.
today was the fact it's not like he's here now.
every indication is that he's here. Yeah.
you mentioned
Two more guys.
Tyrese had a good day today.
Yes.
Is there anything about him? I know you've had a few weeks with him, but that surprises you as his coach as opposed to as an opponent?
I still think that a little bit. I'm always super impressed with his range and how well and the ease he's shooting the ball from deep. That's kind of one thing that it just comes off so effortlessly and really shoots it well. And there's this kind of, I can't quite put my finger on it or haven't seen it before, but there's some quirk there of shiftiness that he loses people, like on the perimeter, and then he's wide open for a three. He's being totally guarded, and all of a sudden, I don't know. Even when I'm watching, I think he's going that way, and he ends up over here, and he's created the space to get the three off. So I'm keeping an eye on that a little bit because I just kind of started noticing that today. How come nobody can kind of stay with him and he creates his space? So that's good. I think it's interesting.
When you look at your group of young, when you look at your group of young guys, who stood out to you about a guy like Jaden Springer, what he does on the floor?
Listen, I'm doing a lot of teaching with those guys. probably stop practice more and make sure that I'm getting some points across. And like you know, Jaden in particular, since you asked about him, you know, he's trying to do everything right. Like he's playing hard and he's physical and he's into the ball like you know, from the start of practice or every early drill, even some of it that's not, you know, almost not even at game speed yet, but he's always going at game speed. But there is some things that I'm trying to make sure he understands to use those abilities, like just some of his physicality. Like just because he's a guard doesn't mean he can't be a good basket protector. Or maybe not a rim protector, but he's got to learn. Today we're working on him getting over there and taking charges or going up vertical, using the gifts that he has to do some of that stuff. So he's done well. He's done very well, and he's doing what he can do. He gets to the front of the rim, right? Gets to the front of the rim. He's limiting his mistakes, which is, I think that's what he needs to do: play hard and limit mistakes.
And then can you just talk about, I mean, in the past they always say music when you're in practice. You got to use it. Let's talk about the thought process behind it.
Yeah. For me, it's just all about energy, creating energy for practice, right? So that's it. We use a bunch of stuff to get us going right when we walk in, and some theme stuff for certain drills and certain things we're trying to do. And it's just, I just believe in trying to pump some energy in here and put it through the players. And it's kind of what games are like now too, right?
Is that something that you did in Toronto? And in regards to this, do you envision this guy traveling with you guys?
I don't know about that. It's super nice that he's here at training camp because there's so much of practice time here and all that stuff. I doubt that he'll try. I mean, once you get out on the game schedule, they come pretty fast, and as you guys know, practice time is pretty limited. So I don't know about that, but we'll see. Are you? I'll ask him. Yeah, you might ask him. Yeah.
You can play some music, can't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nick, it's obviously really early for lineups and things like
Yeah.
that. But are there any combinations, even if it's just 2-man, 3-man type of groups that you've been liking out there so far?
Well, I mean, obviously, there's certain things, with the guys, the main guys that have started here in the past, right? That again, I keep saying I've worked against them, and I see a lot of it. As far as like that goes, I really think we got a lot of guys that can contribute to this team. Who ends up starting and all that stuff, still got a process for that, and I also know that's like, it's so fluid in this day and age, depending on injuries and who's in, who's out, and all that stuff. Anyway, so I think being versatile, flexible with that kind of stuff is kind of what I would propose that we will be like.